Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're doing very well. We welcome you to Global Impromptu Speaking Session number 74. In 73 sessions, we have enjoyed a lot. We have become strong family members and we have actually made great bonding with each other. And when somebody is not attending session, we miss that person very much. And I'm sure that person is not Amjad because I am in every session from the first one. Ladies and gentlemen, the purpose is I love this entire session. I love to attempt, I love to feel that I have not done very well. When I do something very well, I feel okay, at least one step is taken already. And I'm sure you're feeling the same or better than that or similar to that. With that, in every session, we have somebody who has picked some very interesting topics to give us to challenge our public speaking skills. Let's see, Toastmaster Sadia, all the way from Karachi, has picked up some. Let's see what she has picked up for us and challenge our skills. But before that, we have somebody very special, very senior, very humble, very dear to us, who has challenged herself as the timer of today's meeting, and she is none other than DTM Jessie. Let's put our hands together to welcome DTM Jessie to explain the timing mechanism. DTM Jessie, over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, DTM Amjad ji. The timing I will be showing at 1 minute. There will be a green light. I'm trying to show you the green light. Let me see. This is the green light. At 1.30 seconds, there will be yellow, and at 2, there will be red. It's a beautiful session that we meet every week, 3 times, Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I love it. So whatever the topic, try and speak within 2 minutes so that everyone gets a chance. And with this, I hand the stage over back to DTM Amjad.
Thank you so much, DTM Jessie, ma'am. Really appreciate for your support and encouragement. Ladies and gentlemen, in every session, you have given 2 plus minus minutes to speak on a given topic. And today topic's master is Toastmaster Sadia. I would request to each one of you to make sure you are on mute when you are not speaking. But when you are speaking, make sure there is no distraction around you. So this recorded session can go to people and they can learn without any distraction and they can get inspired, and also they can come and join us later in next sessions. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome our topics master of today's meeting, Toastmaster Sadia Khalid. Over to you, Toastmaster Sadia.
Thank you, Socha. Thank you so much, DTM Amjad, and a wonderful audience I can see. Moving forward, without wasting any time, I want to announce the first topic. And the first topic is life as a journey. And for that, I would like to call Savita, life as a journey.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sadia, and my greetings to everyone. Life as a journey. Yes, it is a beautiful journey. Journey starts from womb, and first years of the life, child is not aware at all. First few years, it is life, you are not conscious what is happening. Then by the time I think child is 8 or 10 years, little bit consciousness of the surroundings, of the family, of the people around, of the things around comes. And then with the age, slowly, the world starts becoming bigger, from parents to extended family, to colleague, to school, to teachers, to other people. Journey. And then it starts growing and growing from school to college, then the working life. Person goes into another life, his own family or her own family. All this life, I think it is so beautiful. This journey, so many people don't even know what is happening. They just live or exist without enjoying it. Sometimes people think that it is for permanent. They are going to have it throughout. They are not going to finish, but it is like a prepaid card. The journey is fixed. We are not aware. We don't know. Time of coming and going, everybody's is fixed. But the beautiful part is if you understand that it is a journey, just short term, people will come and go and meet, and whatever time, whatever you can do, you do in that without expecting too much from this world, without getting attached so much in this world. Enjoy this beautiful journey and then be a beautiful living being with harmonious with everything. Don't be in haste. Enjoy. Thank you very much. Over to you, Toastmaster Sadia.
Thank you, Savita, for defining it very nicely. My next topic is how can you feel color in your world? For that, can you feel color in your world?
So, may I repeat my topic is how can I be full color in my life, right?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much to Master Sadia for your topic given to me. How can I make my life to be full color? So I actually love that topic very much because I think the same price as Toastmaster Savita, that for the life we should enjoy the journey and try to make it as much as interesting as we can. So with that, I always try to make my life to be more interesting, and so that every day I will enjoy the different pace in the novels of my life. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find Tomato Jessie. Okay, so with that, I think it's very interesting for me to live another day with different journey. Every day I choose live and enjoy and do the different thing. Try to have in 1 year with 360 days living differently, and also try to do the same thing with different ways. By that way, I can enjoy the lives and experience the lives by colorful ways. So with that, I not only in my life, but I also try to encourage people around me to live and enjoy life sorry. And I think by that way, because we only have a chance to live one time in life, so we may live just about 70 years or 80 years or even 100 years, to try to make it different every day, so that we may by that way live longer even with the same years in life. So with that, thank you very much for your topic given to me.
Thank you, Hong. That was nice. Now the next topic is that what do you think you can add caption to your life? And for that, I would like to call Jessie. What can be the caption of your life?
Sadia, is that for me?
Yes, Jessie, that is for you.
The challenges, the caption of my life would be, the challenges are the spice of life. Okay. The reason I call it spice of life is anytime I get a challenge to do something, it gives me energy, vitality, and when it is done, I feel so happy. Be it in the office also, when somebody says, Jessie, you can't do it, give it to somebody else. or somebody let somebody take somebody, and then I will do it, and I struggle and do it. That's my joy. Even in my personal life also, I find something, it's very difficult. My only thing is that let me try, and you won't believe, the minute you try, the roads open, people come and give ideas, and you are there. And that's the joy. And I keep telling everyone, just don't think that you can't do. Try, and the help comes to you from various sources. That's even for the church. Now, if you believe me or not, I'm working full time in this office. I look after about 3,000 children of church. I have a gavel club to look after. I'm a Toastmaster. Out of my 24 hours, I think I am spending more than 12 hours or more than that continuously. Even in the office, if there is no work, my church work will come into. And my people know that I either use my office time for the church or anything, vice versa. So it's okay. So my point is, the caption of my life and everybody's life, the challenges are the spice of life. Keep challenging, keep growing, and live, challenge life and live to the fullest before you leave this world. That's my caption of life would be. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessie. It was a wonderful caption. The next topic is if life gave you a second chance. And for that, I would like to ask DTM Amjad, if life gave you a second chance.
Thank you so much, Madam Topics Master. If life gives me a second chance. And how did you know that this topic is right fit for me, Tosma Sadia? Honestly speaking, I'm already living a second chance in my life. If I take you back about plus minus 17 years, and I was in a position where I was bed rested for 2 months, and I was operated for 9 hours and 2 days in ICU. And after 1 week, my doctor, I still remember his name, Harun Rashid, he came to me and he said, take care of yourself. You got a second chance. Ladies and gentlemen, I have no idea. In fact, that point in time, I did not expect I would be living. I was counting my time. Being a Muslim, I started thanking Allah. And also I was started thinking, I was expecting to do something for my family, for my mother, for my father, for my family, for my sisters. But now I will not be getting a chance. Perhaps these prayers got me second chance. And today it's a transformation in my life. And I believe I became the source of so many lives, considering my considering my blood relatives as well as extended family. So, ladies and gentlemen, you believe or not, I'm living a second chance. And when your intention is clear, when you are thinking of living for people, God give you many chances and you make use of them. When you make use of them, and then your life becomes pleasant, a heavenly journey. I am living a heavenly journey because my purpose from the day one I got in senses is to add value in people's life. No matter how much money I've got in my pocket, how many resources I have, but at least I can try to the fullest from my capacity, from my level I am capable of. What are you doing? How many chances do you need to add value in people's lives? I think I'm so gratefully blessed by Almighty that I am living and I'm sitting right in front of you. I'm at least discussing with you my problems, my stories, and listening your stories. At least we are adding value in each other's lives. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm living a second chance, and my second chance is even better than a first chance. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
What a wonderful table topic description. And I was thinking that this was the right topic, and it was the right topic for you. So moving forward to our next topic, the day I attended Toastmaster, and that is for Jaya. Jaya,
A very good evening to the topic master and all the
the
dear.
day I attended Toastmaster. Yes.
Yes, thank you so much for this topic. Yes, in fact, my cousin sister, she suggested me to attend a Toastmaster club. That's when I was going through a lot in my life. I was totally broken down and I had lost my job. That was in my home country, India, Bombay. I didn't know what to do. Then finally, I happened to contact her and she said, join Toastmaster. I found out all the Toastmaster. I Googled it up and the nearest was in my town, very close to my house. Around 15 minutes if you go by rickshaw. The day I attended, it was a changing um, life for me because as a person, I was very introvert, very shy. I couldn't speak up, and there were people around me, family members who thought I was dumb. I was not worth giving birth to. But I proved it through my Toastmaster, where there were like-minded people. It took time for me to give my first speech, the icebreaker. It took me like around 1 to 6 months. And yes, I completed 4 speech, and that too, it was like a gap of 3 months, 4 months, but I managed it. I was a VPPR suddenly. I didn't know what to do, but I learned it hands-on. And believe me, it has changed. It has given me confidence. I have proved to the people around me who thought I was nothing, worthless. I proved it. And that is showing now, and even through my work and people I meet. So I would definitely suggest everyone join Toastmaster because it's a platform will change you forever. Just be haste in joining the Toastmaster. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Jaya. You truly proved it well. And for the next topic is home is where the heart is. And for that, I would like to call Daisy. Home is where the heart is.
Thank you, Topics Master Sadia, for that question. Home is where the heart is. Good evening, everyone. And I can't agree more with this topic. Yes, everyone's heart is always in the home because everything starts from home. Our life, like our Savita ma'am said, it started from your mother's womb and it is from your home. So everything, the journey, whatever you carry to this world, everything starts from your home. So your heart definitely lies in the home only. Whatever you do, everything finally comes back to your home ground only. Whatever you do, you may be a big leader, you may be a teacher, whatever you do, whatever profession you're doing, whatever you go and do outside in the world, everything, it all comes back to your home, your family. Finally, it is your family. your spouse, your children, your grandchildren. All these things only finally matters. So your heart will lie. Everything comes to you. Everything comes to your home. No one worries that you may do a lot of job, you may do a lot of things, you may gain a lot of experiences, but at the death, at your deathbed, what people think about only the family. What they long for is their family. They want to spend time with family, not with the job, or not with the work, not with whatever they have been doing so far. So everything boils down to, everything comes back to your home. So I feel, I agree with this. Home is where your heart is. And being a housewife, I feel that that applies more to me, because I always think about my family, my spouse, my children. That is more in my heart. Their well-being is more in my heart. So that is true for me. Over to your topics, Master.
Thank you so much, Daisy. Yes, my heart is also in my kids, so I can easily relate to it. So the next topic is, can money buy time? For that, I would like to call Anu. Anu, can money buy time?
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Uh, can money buy time? Time is one of the precious things in our life. We like a person. We like a person or we hate a person depending upon the time we spent with them. See, as a child, why do they say that blood is thicker than water? Because right from childhood, we have been spending time with our relatives, with our close people. And then even if there is a gap, there is a big gap, you don't meet them, our roots are so well connected that in spite of not being in touch, we have that closeness. So time is the most precious thing. Once it goes, it can never come back. So that's why in many religious book it is said, the best thing you can give to anybody is your time, because that is something of your life, you're sharing it with the person which is never going to come back. You can share your wealth. Today you have wealth, tomorrow you don't have. You can share your food. Today I'll make nice pav bhaji, puri. Tomorrow also I can make nice pav bhaji and puri. But this time, that is 8:20 p.m. on this Wednesday, will never come back. So time is the most precious thing in your life and which will never come back. So utilize it and spend it with people who are very precious to you. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Anu. You made us all hungry by saying your pav bhaji thing. But let's move to the next topic, and that is, what is the first idea that is coming in your head? You need to share that idea, and the sharing person will be Abhishek. Abhishek Gupta. What is the first idea that is coming in your head?
Thank you, Toastmaster, for this wonderful topic. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Talking about my first idea, when I was in college, there was a club in my college, Toastmasters Club. Am I audible? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Please go ahead.
Can I restart? Can I restart? Timer?
Yes, Abhishek. Yes, Abhishek. You can go ahead. Bit louder, but you can go ahead, please.
Sure. Thank you, Topic Master, for this wonderful topic. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen present here. The first idea, when I heard about Toastmasters Club in my college, that I should try that club. On the first day when I was a guest, I entered the room and I asked the teacher that she was in charge, ma'am, can I join the club? Yes, you can. I didn't say that, can I witness the club? I said, can I join the club? Because I checked about the club on internet that how it is helping in future, how it will help me to crack my interviews for the job. Then I asked the ma'am, yes, you can. Then I entered the room and sat on the corner. And surprisingly, I took the first table topic. I didn't know what was happened that night, but I take the first topic, and that was the window seat. And I spoke about for 1 minute. The first idea in my mind was to continue the Toastmasters meeting because Toastmasters Club is always the second home for any Toastmasters member. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Abhishek, for sharing that window thing. The next topic for the day is you need to share the most embarrassing moment of your life, and that is going to be heavy. Heavy, you need to share most embarrassing moment.
Table topic master, fellow Toastmasters, good evening to you. Thank you for the nice topic. I am thinking what is the most embarrassing moments because there are lots of embarrassing moments in my life. I don't know which one is, you know, so I can tell you first time when I heard about Toastmasters, I'll tell about Toastmasters only. In 2003, I heard about Toastmasters when I was working in an engineering college. Toastmasters, some people from another club came to our college and demonstrated what's a Toastmasters club, what a Toastmasters club is. And I went there and I was sitting. So I was so scared because I never stood in front of an audience or I never talked in English in my life till I was 30 years old. After I coming to Oman only, I started talking in English. And these people were talking about speeches, evaluations, and table topics. When I heard the word Toastmasters, I thought it is something related to Master Chef or cookery show. And I went there and they told about table topics. I thought, literally, I thought somebody would be standing on top of the table and speak. I was sitting in the back row, so scared, and luckily, nobody called me to speak. Then after the session, I thought I am not going to join in this club because my heart was about to stop during that 1 hour period. But there was some people in our college who told me, Habib, this club is for you. People like you should join this club. This is for you. This is the right place for you to develop. Then I joined Toastmasters Club. That was Caledonian Toastmasters Club. That was in 2003. And I had to take a break. I continued for 1 year and I had to take a break because of some problems here and political reasons. They stopped the Toastmasters Club in Oman and I discontinued and I rejoined in 2018. So that was one of the most embarrassing moments in my life. Thank you. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you so much, Abhi. That was fun. One of my embarrassing moments was on stage as well, so I can relate to it. The next topic is most memorable moment. And for that, I would like to call Main Hu Kaun. I don't know the name, so I can call you from this
Thank you.
most memorable event.
Yes. First of all, a very, very warm welcome to all my global impromptu family. Thank you, Toastmaster Sadia, for that wonderful. What is my most memorable moment? Well, I believe in one simple policy. As you see behind my screen, I have all types of emotions behind me, and I live the day by the moment. So my most memorable moment is right this moment when I'm enjoying this beautiful platform with you lovely people. And this is definitely a memorable moment. First of all, thanks to DTM Amjad, who has made this platform for all of us. And I just love to speak on this platform because I see a lot of affection, a lot of beautiful speeches, everybody trying to bring out their best, and enjoy speaking on this platform because I get an opportunity to express my thoughts, my feelings, my knowledge, and sometimes absolute lies. Whatever I said is not lies, it is truth. Trust me. But yes, I do agree. Now, going back to something very serious, my memorable moment, the most memorable moment which I remember is the moment when my first daughter was born. And that was absolutely something fascinating because I don't know, the world, the meaning of the world around me just changed when I saw that kid coming out. It was absolutely a miracle because from two simple cells, you get a living human being. And that was just the sight of seeing that individual, that particular baby is something which really overwhelmed me, probably gave me goosebumps. I was thrilled at the sight of it. And the first thing, of course, I did not hold the baby, trust me. I went and hugged my wife because she was the one who bore her for 9 months and brought her into this world. It was just an amazing feeling. I can never forget that day. That day was 26th of June, 1987. And it was such a wonderful moment. No doubt, daughters, of course, are special, are beautiful. You know, they always say that, you know, women are probably one of the most beautiful creations of nature because only they have the power to create. That's my memorable moment, Toastmaster Sadia. But I have multiple facets. You can see behind. I love to laugh. I love to cry. I love to get angry, but enjoying the moment. Over to you, Sadia. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I wish I could know your name.
Okay, my name is Ajay.
All right. Okay, thank you so much, Ajay. Actually, the thing is, I can recall my memory. When my son was born, I was not conscious at that time, but he was born with some disease and it took us so much tension in our family. And when my baby girl was born, I forgot all the pain and I was just asking my daughter to the doctor to tell me how is my daughter. That's it. That's I want to know only. So moving to the next topic, I am in a relationship or in any situation. Do you know when to stop? For that, I would like to call Dinesh. Do you know when to stop?
Yeah, can you come again, madam?
Do you know when to stop? Like in any relationship or in any argument or in anything. Do you know where to stop yourself?
Yeah, got it. Yeah, good evening, everyone. I was touched by the deep topics that everyone delivered today, and they're fantastic. And so, so let's come to the one. Do you know when I can stop any relationship or any argument? So we sometimes completely involve into the things either in relationship or we kind of emotionally attach to the people, and then we sometimes if something is broken or if something wrong between the relationship, then we kind of take it to the heart, and it will give us some pain. But emotional detachment, if you learn and if you are emotionally strong, then if you break or if you stop any relationship, then it definitely it can definitely make you better, make you feel better. So and even the arguments, so that's the same. So at one point you will realize you are just crossing that limit, and then you can tell yourself that's fine, let him win the argument. At the end you will get the some peace or mental satisfaction. That's fine if you lose the argument, if you lose something else just by gaining some mental confidence or peace, then that's kind of moves you on. So yeah, this is something I can agree with. We just have to learn how to stop in arguments or in a relationship. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you so much, Dinesh. The next topic is go with the flow. And for that, I would like to call Monu, go with the flow. I guess the person is not with us. So can I pass it to Sid? Go with the flow. Sid is also not there. Okay. Can I pass it to Dinesh?
I just spoke, Sadia. So this is round 2.
Oh, sorry. No. Sorry. Okay. Sabi, can you do that?
Excuse me. Yes.
Happy spoke.
Happy spoke.
Suby, S-U-B-Y, M Babu.
Yes. Go with the flow. Yes. Eventually, when the flow happens, 2 speakers left out and flow came to me, and I am going into the topic. Thank you, Table Topic Master, for giving me this opportunity. Though I was late to join, I got a chance to speak with you. This is the benefit of going with the flow, and I wish the flow should happen, should keep on going, like the family feeling should not leave us. Let me come to the point. We always tell that we should not go with the flow. We should always be against the flow, or we should stand against. But I feel comfortable with going with the flow. And it will give an equilibrium that you will have your beloved ones or your comfortable zone with you. But make sure that you are not getting rusted. Means you are being there and you rooted there, and that is not bringing you back from growing. In a haste to be in a comfortable zone or sitting in an ideal place, the go with the flow is not an ideal way of living. I feel go with the flow is a most easiest way to live, but it sometimes will pull you back. There you have to take an action or take a decision to not to go with the flow, stand against it, be a stranger in the path of tradition, and success will be yours. Thank you. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you so much, Subi. My next topic is, do you consider art and music as therapy? For this, I would like to call Farida. Do you consider art and music as a therapy?
A very good evening to my global impromptu family. Am I audible clearly? Because there's some people in the chat having issues. If I'm audible, I'll start my speech. A very good evening to my global impromptu family. The topic that has been given to me is actually very close to my heart and something that I totally agree with. Do you consider art and music as therapy? I will tell you this. The reason why I have joined in late today is because I went for this meditation session which has gong music, and then it was followed by yoga at the DIFC. So I often go to these sessions, and I also advocate patients, especially with terminal illnesses, especially cancer patients who have to tolerate a lot of pain, who have to tolerate a lot of misery, for them to go through it, because it really brings peace. It brings inner peace. And after the meditation session is over, there are many who will
who will tell you that they sleep better, they eat better, they smile more, they have a better way of managing their lives. And in this day and age where there is actually a rat race out there, there is actually a rat race in this physical world. It's a materialistic world, guys. So because of the rat race, there's a lot of pressure, not only on us adults, even teenagers and children. And there's one thing that they are not able to manage, and that is anger. Everything else they're able to manage. But somehow people get sparked easy. We see it on the streets when people are zigzagging and trying to cross over. We see it at work that people flare up and lose their tempers suddenly. So anger, it's there. It's one of the reactions and emotions in life. It is important for us to get angry at times. It is a potent spice. A pinch of it wakes you up, but too much of it, it dulls your senses. And when it dulls your senses, it removes the safety latch. The safety latch goes off, your words go out of control, your actions go out of control. Art and music brings you back to your inner peace and inner self. So especially those people who have anger management issue, they should definitely go for this therapy. They should visit art museums more often. They should go for gong therapy and deep meditation. And they should try and do karaoke and sing along with music because it is really very therapeutic, at least for me on a very personal level. A very good evening to everybody.
Thank you so much, Master Farida. I will take that advice because I am an angry woman. So for moving forward to the next topic, better than ebooks? Which one you prefer? For that, I would like to call Chandresh. Chandresh, paper books better than ebooks.
A very good evening to fellow Toastmasters, brothers and sisters. Every coin has two sides. Either your paper books or ebooks. Both has its pros and cons. We live in a day where we go for this physical books in library and in different sections, different books, different zone books we can read, fictions, non-fictions. Every books, either technical or motivational, whatever in which language you prefer, we can easily pick and read. And it was like you got one treasure like this thing. Nowadays, as our in this also in this pandemic situation also, we prefer all digitization. We are not visiting libraries or not reading physical books, but nowadays the digitization, automation world, we are going for digital ebooks. One like Kindle, we are going to read in our laptops, mobiles, in our e-gadgets. So now this is the trending time. And one more step ahead, you can say that now audiobooks. People like I'm a bad reader. I usually like to go for summary of books because I want more in less time. So I try to go in YouTube and go top book summary in minimum times. So I can take maximum out of it. And I also prefer to listen audiobooks. So I don't have to, I can relax by listening. So podcast, audiobooks. So I prefer ebooks, digital books more than physical books. Over to you, TTM.
Thank you so much, Sandesh. Moving forward to our next topic, and that is COVID, the coronavirus. And for that, I would like to call Indu to speak about this topic, COVID, the coronavirus.
Okay, good evening. Thank you for this table topic, coronavirus. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. So yes, we have all been so affected by this pandemic, which is the coronavirus, and all of us have been homebound for the past so many months, and people are frustrated. Um, so we can look at it, mostly it has had its a negative influence on all of us, but if we look at the positive side, then its families have become closer, and you're able to chat with your relatives on a video call, which you probably wouldn't do in a regular scenario, and so that's a blessing in disguise. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that each situation or any setbacks that we face in life, we can look at it from a positive angle as well as a negative angle, and we can just choose to focus on the positives. If we can choose to do that, then we can move faster in our journey. So that's what I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Indu. Thank you. Our next topic is, should students who bully others be expelled? For that, I would like to call Aaron. Aaron, should students who bully others be expelled?
Can you repeat the last word, please? I couldn't get the last word. I heard the should.
Should students who bully others be expelled?
Okay, so I repeat the question. Should students who bully others be expelled? Okay. Fellow Toastmasters and most honored guests, related to bullies, I only can think about one situation. Back in the days, I was one of them, the one being bullied. Now, during that time, I was really, really stressed. I was just trying to live a peaceful life. No matter what, classmates bully because they have nowhere to vent their anger, frustrations. Poor Grace, punch Aaron. Poor recreational activities, tie up Aaron. Have nothing to do? Put Aaron into the rubbish bin. Now, those are the days whereby I spent literally 4 years in hell. Not really hell, it was kind of a heaven. Because I get to watch the stars in the rubbish bin for 1 day and 1 night. I get to experience the pain that not many people can actually understand. And suddenly, and at the end, the pain still lingers. However, related to the question, I think the students shouldn't be expelled because schools are a place whereby people can grow up. Maybe they are young, innocent, or maybe too naive to think about what they do harms others. That could be a better education, better place for them to actually master the skills of communication and doing more recreational sports other than bullying people. He also turned me into someone that is global speaker, keynote speaker, TEDx coach, which Amit actually saw me traveling around the world. It changed me. From a victim, I turned into an inspirational, motivational speaker. But related to them being expelled, I think not. I think they need a better form of education. Not the caning one, not saying that I'm really loving it, but telling them, letting them feel in people's shoe. A school is a place for them to learn. You do not want your future generation to suffer under the bullies. Now, next time when you see your kids or see your friends' kids suffering, tell them, don't worry, it's a life lesson. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Aaron. It was a very wise advice. And for the next topic, the topic is, should human cloning be allowed? Anushri Sharma, should human cloning be allowed?
Namaskar, my global impromptu family and friends. I will definitely say no way. I don't want anyone clone me or anybody else, because God has created one, that is enough. Anyway, they are saying God has created similar 7 faces, right? 7 or 9. So that much is enough. I don't want somebody will create me. First, I'll talk about me, then I can talk about others. I'm already more than enough for my family. They can bear with me, that's it. Because you can't bear a Hitler one at a time. That's only you can have it. So one Hitler was that time and the second one is here. So if at one time 2 or more than that, no, that world will be definitely, it will be destroyed. So better not to have a clones. Anyways, joke apart, why we want a clone? Why we are going against to the nature? Why we are going against to that creation? We can create so many other things which could be actually good for others, for our society, for our nature, for so many other things, but there is no need of a cloning. That's what my feeling. Now, see, we all are unique. Look at Daisy ma'am, somebody else to copy, or there is a 2 Daisy ma'am, then I have to call Daisy 1, Daisy 2. Why? So 1 is enough? No. The similar way, Farida ma'am is enough to show her all that aura. Why I need someone similar to her, and then I will confuse. Okay, why? Which Farida ma'am I need to talk to? Okay, that Farida ma'am original or the clone one? Why? Savita ma'am, that calming, charming personality. Why should I am looking for someone else in clone? And clone will be that calm, that nice person? I don't think so. So I don't want that cloning, because that not give me a guarantee the person will come exactly that. And when the person is really original one is there, why we need? Already life is so artificial. There are so many things which is artificially, even intelligence is becoming artificial now these days. Why human beings? I want original things. I'm an original person. Maybe I'm Hitler, but I want original people. And I want my all family should be original. No cloning at all. Over to you, Sadia ma'am. Even I don't want your clone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anushri. That was really exciting. Even I call myself Hitler, but Farida ma'am's Tom Cruise advice was very wise. I really want some more Tom Cruise. So I think that is the end of the session, because I guess I have covered everyone. Tell me if I missed anyone.
Do we have anybody who is not called up on stage? Okay, who would like to give a topic to Sadia? Anybody would like to give a topic to Sadia? Arun, would you like to give her a topic? Trouble her, give her a tough one. Give her a tough one.
Okay. So I'll just give a one-word one. Oh, Sadia, I'm going to give you a very interesting topic. As you can see behind my screen, there is a lovely guy that's looking at me, right? That guy is called Olaf. Now, think about table topics related to this snowman. Your time starts now.
All right, Aaron, thank you so much for calling me for the table topics. I don't know anything about the snowman. I have never made it. I have never made it actually. I want to make it once, but till now I didn't get a chance to make it. But I am planning to go to some northern areas in my country and where I can, have it made. The thing snow can, recall, if you are recalling some memories regarding snow, I have some the beautiful memories from the northern areas and from some other countries as well, which reminds me to be happy in the time. What I am doing right now, I should enjoy that. I should give my 100% to what I am doing. And that thing I found in DTM Amjad as well. He is really serving the humanity. He is properly using his second chance, and he is entertaining the audience, and he is getting, I get so much prayer by doing that. And I want to be the one who can serve humanity as well. I always want to be a one who can save everyone from every problem. I don't know why it was in me, but I wanted to be like that person who can give a solution to everyone's problem. And in my capacity, I realized that I am not doing much that I would like to do actually. So I'm working on that, and hopefully I will achieve that. So thank you so much, Aaron and DTM Amjad, for giving me this chance to this wonderful platform. Have a good day.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Sadia. Thank you so much, Arun, all the way from Hong Kong. Ladies and gentlemen, Arun is a good friend. I'm very passionate Toastmaster all the way from Hong Kong. Thank you so much, Arun. And let's go to DTM Jessie for timing report. DTM Jessie, over to you, ma'am. DTM Jessie, you need to unmute yourself, please.
Yes, I'm managing three screens at one time. Let me put this in the chat. Paste and enter. Okay. Yeah. Now, did it come?
No, it hasn't. It hasn't come.
I pasted it.
Did you paste? Did you paste
Yes,
in
yes, and enter.
Zoom chat?
On the chat, yes.
Maybe different chat. You have opened in different screen.
No. Why I can see it here. Ah, it shows private. Okay, yes, I got it. Anu Dubai, you could have told me that it is on your chat. Is it come now?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know how it is. Yes. Dr. Savita 2.15, Hongli 2 minutes 19, Jesse 2 minutes. I think I switched off. I know I saw the red light. Amjad, DTM Amjad 2 minutes 15, Jaya 2 minutes 45. Jaya used word haste. Daisy 2 minutes 10. Anu 1 minute 50. Abhishek 2 minutes. Habi 2 minutes. Then after Habi, Dr. Ajay 2 minutes 30, Dinesh 1 minute 38, Subi 1 minute 40. Subi used haste. Farida 2 minutes 40, and she did not use haste today. Chandresh 2 minutes 18, Indu 1 minute 20, Arun 2 minutes 27, Sadia 1 minute 50. This is the time. Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Sadia. Good job.
Thank you so much, DTM Jessie. Can we all give her a big hand, please, for managing time for each one of us, ladies and gentlemen. This is how we make our show successful. We empower people, we support them, we make sure we are there to elate them and make them feel good. With that, we would like to thank Toastmaster Sadia Khalid Qureshi, all the way from Karachi, for taking this challenge and enlightening us with brilliant topics. Thank you, Toastmaster Sadia. And please keep joining as a guest. We are meeting on Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, same time. please join and also make sure you are improving with us. Ladies and gentlemen, with that power vested in me as the host of this very meeting, I adjourn the meeting. Now over to each one of you to have fun for some time. Over to you. Best of luck. Stay safe.